Good morning, my beautiful creatives, and welcome back to my art channel. My name is Chrissie B, and I'm a creativity coach hoping to inspire you to live a more creative life every day. Well, it has been a while since I've worked in my soul book, and I thought today would be a great day to get back into it because I have an idea for one of the pages I'd like to do. But before I get into my page that I would like to do, I want to kind of give you a brief tour of my soul book up to this point. I know a lot of you have seen a lot of this already, so I'm not going to go too detailed, and I just want to show you there's a couple pages that I've done kind of off on my own, and I want to just kind of give you a heads up on some of those things. So I think you may have seen me prep this page, which is my page for the notes, my spread for my notes for the 5-second rule. This is what it looks like filled in for the most part. I do want to find one more really juicy quote from the book and write it here, kind of like to sum up my little page. You saw me do my word of the year. You saw me do my 100 activities, which I probably should go through that sometime and see if I've checked any off. I think I may have checked off a couple already. This one I did not show you. This one I was actually a little worried to do, and I decided I want to do it badly enough that I just did it for myself. This was a fun spread that I'm using for fun. I love doing this every year. I've done this for probably 3 years now. It's a 2018 monthly tarot card reading, which I know there's some of you out there maybe a little weirded out by that, but it's my soul book, so you could choose to do this, choose not to do this. What I like to do is pull a tarot card, one for every month of the year, and then write, and I say write, but this year I typed it up. I usually handwrite it, but this year I typed them up, the definitions for each of the cards that I had pulled. And I think it's just kind of fun to like then go back and see how this card translated for the month of January. So this is totally optional. Everything I do in my soul book is totally optional. You will either love a page or you'll hate a page, and it's totally up to you. The reason I share this with you is just to give you an idea of something that you can do in your soul book. So this exercise is, I don't know if you've ever read the book, The Artist's Way by Cameron. Oh my goodness, my mind is going blank. I'll put her name up on the screen. But it's called The Artist's Way, and she recommends doing something called morning pages. And basically what morning pages are is a conscious stream of thought where you just dump everything in your head first thing in the morning out onto paper. And I love this practice. I've done this practice for quite a few years. I actually had fallen out of the practice, and I thought it would be a fun way to like get started again by doing it in my soul book. So I did that for about 4 days in a row in my soul book. I actually wanted to do 5 days, but I only did 4. And I kind of made it like a practice to do the background. I did the background in 2 steps, and then I did my soul book on top of it, or excuse me, I did my morning pages on top of it. And I did that for 4 days. And then this page was supposed to be day number 5 on my morning pages, but that's what the page looks like before I actually start writing on it. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And then for today's spread, I have this song that I absolutely adore, and it's a song, it's called A Life Uncommon, and it is a song that is by Jewel. She performs it. I think she might have written it as well, I'm not sure. But performed by Jewel, and I got this song from Melody Ross and Kathy Wilkins of Brave Girl Club. I love this song so much, and it's a song that I need to keep hearing over and over again this year. Basically the words say, briefly, "Don't worry mother, it'll be alright, and don't worry sister, say your prayers and sleep tight. It'll be fine, lover of mine, it'll be just fine. Lend your voices only to sounds of freedom. No longer lend your strength to that which you wish to be free from. Fill your lives with love and bravery, and you shall lead a life uncommon." Now it goes on, and I just love these words so much. They're nice and juicy, and they just make me happy. And this chorus, I'm finding that I'm singing this chorus out loud all the time. People kind of look at me like I'm crazy, but I generally know that I'm doing well in my life when I'm singing. So I'm going to keep that practice going. But I would like to put this in my soul book, but it kind of looks a little bit blah this way. So what I want to do is I'm going to let you watch what I'm doing. I'm just going to put some music on because I'm going to show you how I use my soul book as a tool for meditation and a tool for self-healing and a tool for self-reflection by doing abstract art while thinking about the words to this song, and then just kind of letting any feelings or emotions or thoughts that come up. I'm just gonna let them come up. I'm just gonna honor them and listen to them and hear what they have to say and acknowledge their existence. And I may write them down under the sheets, because I'll place these sheets last. And I might write my thoughts underneath it, or if they're something that I want to remember, I might do a tip-in with my little journaly thoughts on what came up during my little meditation. But I thought it might be fun for you to just kind of take a look at my process. I know that if you've watched my channel at all, you kind of know my process. So hopefully that'll be something that will be fun for you to watch. And also I think it's really a good way, at least it's a really good way for me to use my soul book as a way to really not only use it as a place to have fun and experiment and doodle and, you know, be silly, but it's also a place for me to really meditate and try to help the words of this song, I mean this example, help the words of this song soak into my soul so it becomes something that I don't forget. I hope you understand what I'm saying. But I'm just gonna put some music on, and I've got some art supplies next to me. For the most part, I'll be using acrylics. I have some Dina Wakley Heavy Body Media acrylic with me. I have some Liquitex Heavy Body Titanium White also, 1-inch brush. I do have a Posca paint pen because I don't have the title of the song written down, and I didn't want to type it up. I wanted to write it in my own handwriting. That may go horribly awry, it may not. And I'll just kind of keep digging in my stash, and as I bring new products out, I'll just put something on the screen letting you know what it is I'm using. So just as in life, I reserve the right to change my mind, and I've decided that I'm not gonna cover this page. I just kind of started playing with no real plan. It's not done by any chance, by any stretch of the imagination. The page is not done yet. But I'm really liking the way that it's going. I think it's because I chose colors I wouldn't normally have chosen. I definitely would not normally put these colors together, but I really like them a lot. So I do not want to put my music on top. It makes me really sad to think that I could theoretically, you know, be covering all of that up with white piece of paper. So I have made a decision. I am going to take the next 2 pages and make a pocket out of them. And what I will do is I will basically turn this music into a 2-sided tag, you know, tag-ish kind of thing that would sit in a little pocket that I will create by putting those other 2 pages together. So I will do that, but I'm gonna let all of this dry before I maneuver my little pocket. In the meantime, I'm going to take a quick moment. I'm gonna set this down on the floor next to me because that's really how much space I've got. And I'm going to take a piece of watercolor paper, kind of thick watercolor paper, and I'm going to mount this onto one side, cut it out, and then mount the other side. I'm going to use a glue stick because I can. And I'm going to get myself a glue magazine out. Hello, Mr. Kevin Hart. Welcome to my channel. Okay. So does that make sense what I'm doing? I don't want to cover that abstract art that I'm making. I don't know. I don't really feel like I've created abstract art in a while, and that's kind of my fave. And the act of like being quiet and listening to my soul as I'm listening, not only listening to the song, but listening to the words to the song and like letting them absorb inside of myself. I just felt like I kind of started to get a little bit into my mojo, and I don't want to cover it up. I don't want to cover my mojo up. How's that? Psychoanalyze that, people. Okay, so I did glue that side, so let me adhere it down. See, I might use that card that I used to scrape my paint on as kind of a squeegee. I do have a brayer, but for some reason I think this will work better. I just want to really make sure that's down, and I want to make sure it's gonna stay well. Although it will be protected inside of my soul book pocket that I'm gonna create. I think it should be okay. Oops. And let me get my cutter out. I just got myself a new cutter, which I'm so jazzed about because it is a precision cutter. Never had one of those before, never heard of one of those before, but there's an art place I go to twice a month. It's called Runaway to Play, and I know you will not be able to see this on camera, but there is a guide wire down the center, so it shows you exactly where you're going to cut, which my old cutter did not have that. And oh my gosh, game changer, people, game changer. So there's one. And I'm doing this piece first, 1 because it's the start of the song, but 2 because I cut these out independently of each other, and they're both 2 different sizes. So this one's a little bit smaller. So I did the larger one first and finished cutting that out. Get my little guide wire matched up. Okay, save those extra pieces for something else. Set that out of the way. Gluing magazine back, please. And let's do the second side. And I know that this is still wet. Like, I have these little peaks here. I'm not sure if I should just let them keep drying. They're pretty close to dry. Yeah, the top layers of them I think are dry. So I am going to close this pocket, and I'm going to use some double-sided sticky tape that my hubby gave me, which is kind of gross. I mean, it looks kind of gross. It's a Scotch. It's kind of puffy, It's double stick tape. I think he uses it in construction. I don't know what for, but it's kind of like, I don't know, kind of seems cool to use that. That's cool, I think. And now I have a little pocket here, which is where this little guy will go. This song, I love this song so much, and my husband and I are learning how to play it on our guitars. So I'm gonna leave that kind of sticking out so I don't lose it before I get my tag or something. I'd love to see like a black and white tag hanging out, like ribbons hanging out. I think that'd be really cool. Plus it's my soul book and I love to have like black and white and bright colors. Love, 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 love that. The other thing I want to do on here is, I love it. I love, 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 love it. But now that it's mostly dry, I also want to doodle on it. And I also want to do some washi on it. Okay, so there I have it. That is a completed page. There is a pocket inside of here with my words and chords for this song, A Life Uncommon. Love it. I might do something to this later, but not right now. I want to find my ribbon before I go and spend time decorating my tag in case I find something completely different than what I'm thinking in my head. So there you have it. I am here to live a life uncommon. That makes me super happy. I think that's pretty much it. Hold on. You know, I just want to kind of like accentuate some of my little orange fingerprints with some scribbly pencil marks because I like to grunge my page up a little bit. Then let's take, I think I'm done, and then I'm like, no, not done quite yet. My favorite doodly pen, and I'm gonna take a black pen and do a couple of circles around these little guys. Just because I can, because I want to. So that's the joy of having your own soul book and be able to like make your own mess. Yes, okay, now it is done. You know, art journaling, gotta love it. So I hope that helped. I hope that gave you some ideas on something you can do in your book. Don't be afraid to make a mess. You might just be surprised. That's exactly what happened here, as I essentially was going for a hot mess because I knew the majority of it would be covered by my music sheets, but then when I got it done, I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. So yeah, don't be afraid to make a mess in your soul book. It is your soul book. The worst case scenario is you absolutely hate it and you have to do it over again. But in this instance, I really love it. I love the crazy colors. I love that, okay, I just had a little aha moment. I love that this says, I'm here to live a life uncommon. The song that I was focusing on was Life Uncommon. And I love that there's so much about this page that is so uncommon to how I normally do my art journaling, mainly in the colors. So with that said, I feel like subconsciously I may have just created something very cool to remember, hey, you can live a life uncommon, including in your art journaling. So as crazy as that sounds, I hope that's not too hokey, but that's kind of where I'm at the moment, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. As always, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe, and feel free to share this with your friends. Yeah, I'm just so jazzed that you come to my channel. So thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I will look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.